Hello and welcome. It seems you've stumbled upon another hand-drawn abomination. In this video, I will be illustrating my interpretation of SCP-16. All information was gathered from this SCP's page on the SCP Foundation wiki, which I will have linked along with the original author in the description box below. I also have a super secret message to my subscribers at the end of this video, so if you'd like to hear that first, I went ahead and put a timestamp for it. Similar to my last videos on the same subject, this SCP has a lot of leniency for different interpretations, and it's special in a different way from the others because its physical manifestations are of an infinite variety. This topic was also suggested by a commenter of mine. Thank you very much, commenter.
Thank you, commenter.
If you all have more ideas for what you'd like to see from me, I appreciate each and every suggestion. Let's get into the lore of this beast. Beast? Well, this SCP is actually not a beast at all. It's billions of microscopic disease-carrying organisms. Super cool. SCP-16 is categorized as a Keter-class bloodborne pathogen first discovered by a miner in an undisclosed place who injured himself while working in a deep coal seam. It's then said that his wounds were infected by dormant spores in the coal dust, starting the 4-stage process to his inevitable doom. SCP-16 has an incubation phase of 24 hours to 2 years, all depending on its opportunity to spread. These microorganisms are all about working smarter, not harder. When it does begin, you may feel like it's just another beautiful spring day, with itchy eyes, runny nose, coughing, aching, everything nice. But that's just the beginning of it. The next phase begins 48 hours after the first symptoms occur. The organism causes a small amount of blood to become aspirated in the lungs, making an aerosol effect. The host now crashes and bleeds out from every possible orifice. Very unfortunate. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, you should know by now this SCP means business. It's going to spread by whatever means possible. At this phase, it raises your blood pressure exponentially, so much so that anyone nearby will now be in the splash zone. If you are unlucky enough to survive this process, the SCP resets the cycle to begin again all the way back at the incubation phase. Finally, we will talk about how this SCP survives life-threatening situations. Upon further testing, Foundation workers discovered that the pathogen, in order to fulfill its purpose in spreading as much as it can, will go as far as to completely alter its host DNA to prevent death. I'm talking growing gills when the host is placed in a water-filled tank. And when that didn't save the host, the next time an infected individual was placed in the same situation, the SCP changed tactics and tried to punch its way out of the tank, to no avail. We learned something important from these two different accounts. The fact that it changed tactics, even when infecting two different hosts, means that its awareness is spread among each infected individual. One sentient mind. When I first read about it, there was so much that came to mind for what I could do with the idea. I could have drawn one of the survival situations already described, or even the moment the first miner was infected. But then I got to thinking, what would have happened if that coal miner never left the mines? What if there was some disaster, trapping him and his other fellow miners down beneath the earth, long enough that they were eventually discovered when their own era was long since bygone? The pathogen, against all odds, keeping its hosts alive long enough to be found. That's how I came to conceptualize the illustration you see now. The LED glow of a flashlight illuminating a group of catatonic miners who should have passed away decades ago. Tendrils of the SCP extending itself from its hosts spread like roots from their bodies, leaching what little nutrients remain in the surrounding earth. Still and quiet. Patient now, after its first glimpse of escape. Hello. If you're hearing this, this is the super secret message to my now very large group of subscribers. Thank you all so much for the love and encouragement on my video titled Opening for a Show That Doesn't Exist. I didn't expect that video to blow up the way it did, and I'm now very embarrassed and very grateful for the attention it's receiving. I experienced a very large jump in subscribers because of it, which has opened up a lot of new opportunities that I never expected to receive. I also want to thank those of you who reached out to me through email. It's awesome to know so many of you are genuinely interested in my work. I look forward to creating more art that you guys enjoy, including SCP work, animations, and some future personal projects I have planned, and I'm so happy to bring you along for the ride. To commemorate, I will be making a Q&A video in response to some questions that have been asked on some of my videos and the Q&A post I made on my channel. If you have a question you would like me to answer, that post is still up. It doesn't have to be serious because I plan to film my responses with some good old humor. I'm hoping the Q&A video will clear up any curiosities and help you guys get to know me a little better so you know what to expect for the future. Thank you again. Prepare yourself for more art.